go. Beautiful. All right. Let's ping the Discord. This is such a pretty world. It is too bad that the quest line is extremely boring and extremely lacking in challenge. But we gotta make it through. I'm really interested to see if Azteca is possible. And it has been so long, I don't know how many buffs I need to kill freaking anything. But I know these dudes boost Storm, so we'll just start there. I think I am going to record some PvP tonight as well. Maybe try to get back in the swing of things a little bit. I've got some new strategies I want to try out. It's just been so long since I've touched this game. I don't predict that we will struggle much at all with Avalon, but who knows? Maybe there'll be just some random high health fight or something that gives us a run for our money. The thing is, a lot of the harder fights in the later worlds have been changed to challenge mode only, so there might be a good shot we can take this challenge pretty dang far. What? I miss playing this game more, so I'm gonna probably start playing it again a bit more. Goodbye. That was 17 something. Keep that in mind, because I'm sure we'll be fighting these dudes again, because it's Avalon. Sure, there's side quests. I'm sure there's more main quests that fight those exact same dudes. What do you want?
I know taking you away from your studies. Please come to visit me at the first opportunity.
I will not. I don't need to learn any spells or get any pets because of this challenge. I literally have spent no training points. Just got 11 training points chilling.
Oh goodness, I could use your help. Can you please help? These horrible whiptail Pantera have trapped me here. Can you drive them away?
Okay, Storm. So we can go Myth, probably. I also made me some presets, so we should just be ready to go. Do I have a Myth Mass? I do. Does the deck look fine? A little clogged with random stuff. Hey, what's up? What's up? It's been a long time since I've touched this game, but I've got some new PvP ideas I'm probably gonna record tonight, but I wanted to just kind of get back in the swing of things, and I miss doing this challenge, so I put a lot of work into getting the setups and getting this far. It feels bad to just abandon it, so we're gonna keep pushing. But yeah, I've got some as far as PvP goes, I've got some new death stuff I want to try. I still haven't gotten any of the Aquila spellements because I literally have not touched this game since the Aquila stuff came out, but we might have to look into that because some of it looks very fun. I don't know how good any of it is, but I know that the fire one seems crazy with the 180% detonate. Yeah, I've been gone for a hot minute. I've just been living my life in the real world and taking care of myself, so hasn't left much room for video games. it's garbage to farm. I believe that, but I've got plenty of friends that play this game religiously, so I'm sure I could get it done. They're good. Is the balance one any good? I haven't even really looked. I saw the fire one and it seemed really crazy. The death one seemed decent. Not too crazy though. I think those are the only two I've seen though. Dang. Just barely not enough. Only boss farms are packs. I'm gonna be so real. I got that disposable income these days. I'm working a lot. It might just be packs for me. Balance echoes blades. Up to 7 for 35%. I mean, 35% is not a small amount, but when people have a lot of blades, I want to remove them. So I don't know, like it's the same issue with raw. Like raw, sure, you get a ton of pips, it's a ton of value, but you're gonna die if they've got that many blades. So I don't know. Maybe if they've just got a couple, or if they're using like elemental blades and spirit blades and stuff and they just have extra leftover blades. I imagine the hit is fairly strong too, so might be worth checking out, but I don't know that it would make the cut, especially with the weird strategies that I do. Don't know if there'd be room for it.
Sir Robin bravely rode forth from Avalon, not afraid to die, not afraid to be torn apart by vicious little Frau.
Okay, I don't care.
This route isn't working. Oh, sorry, you're looking for a main class.
A main? Yes. I saw her being chased away from here by hobgoblins.
Are we fighting more hobgoblins? No.
I couldn't reach her. Please, tell Ashley.
Wrath of Aquila is still a legal item card? Really? That's hilarious. Why? What? I thought they got rid of all of them. That's so weird.
Chased by hobgoblin. Please
Yeah,
round
people
up some
really wanted me to do
hobgoblins
Wrath of
together,
Aquila
telling you what they did with your cousin Emaine.
back before this whole update. What made me come back? How's it been? I just kind of got burnt out of this game, and I was like taking care of real life stuff. Like I'm making a lot more money at work now, and I got a partner and so I've just been living in reality for a while, but I'm doing really well. I'm actually down 20 pounds in the last 3 months, my doctor said, so that feels really good. But yeah, I've just been taking care of myself really, but I still do enjoy this game. I don't know that I necessarily needed a break. I just didn't have a desire to play this game, so I wasn't gonna make myself play it. But I do think the Aquila stuff is cool, and I do want to check it out. And I put too much effort into this series specifically to just let it die, and into this channel in general. I never intended to be gone for so long. I just didn't have the desire to play this game. Pretty much, I haven't been playing like any video games whatsoever. Except I've been playing a bit of Balatro on my phone, but really I've just been like hanging out with my friends in real life, playing like card games, going out and frisbee golfing, and trying to take care of myself. But it's been a good time. Am I glad that Judgment's banned? I think it was necessary. I am sad. I'm very sad about it. But also with the healing setup, I don't hate the path that they made for it. It's obviously a very different purpose to the spell. But I think that sometimes even our spells that we love they gotta go. Card games like MTG, I do play a bit of Magic, but I haven't in a while. More just like we play this game called Flip 7. We play some Rummy, we play some poker, we play all sorts of just random card games, but I do enjoy Magic the Gathering as well. That's probably why I like Wiz, because it's a card game. I grew up playing Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, and so I am very much drawn to games where you have to build a deck. I really like, there's this game called Dominion where you build a deck as you play with it. Freaking love that game. There's also this really weird camel betting game we play called Camel Up. It is stupid fun. See someone complain about card draw RNG is ruining Wizard 101. Does that make sense to you? So card draw RNG is kind of what makes Wiz Wiz. Like, no other game has 2 decks that you can discard and draw at any time. Like, being able to discard and always draw from side, or being able to discard and it'll automatically refill your hand. Like, that is very unique to have a, like, 100+ card 2 decks. Like, it's very unique, and that's what I love about Wiz. And, like, yeah, it's frustrating when the card RNG just gets you, but I would argue that, like, that's what makes the game kind of fun. I mean,
Over there, you see a girl that
obviously it's not fun to just get bad lucked sometimes, but in card games in general, you have to make your decks consistent at what they do in order to succeed in any way. Yeah, it's it's just kind of how card games work. But, like, Wiz specifically has so many cards, and the reason why it works is because you can discard and draw at any time. Like, if this game followed any other game's mechanics where you have to cast cards to draw cards, or meet certain conditions to draw cards, you would not be able to have a 100+ card deck. And so, I don't know, it's what makes Wiz Wiz to me. It can be frustrating, but the notion that it's ruining the game, it's what the game's always been. So how could it that hasn't changed. I mean, there's become more options, but, like, that's a good thing? Question mark? I don't know. Like, I absolutely have sympathy for bad luck, bad times happening, but I'd have to disagree with that one. But then again, I tend to be a bit more on the positive side when it comes to game developers and giving the developers benefit of the doubt. A lot of people really just, like, they have a vision for games in their head. They, like, a lot of people see Wizard 101 as the game they want it to be, and they're not the developers of the game, so things aren't always going to be exactly how you envision the game to be. But you're entitled to that opinion. I'm trying to think how you would even solve, like, I have thrown across the idea of having a will cast slot, so you could choose a card. You don't have to make a pet talent for it, but just choose a card that you get to will cast 3 times a match for PvP. That could add some consistency, but honestly, I don't know if that would be a positive for the game, because, like, it's a card game. The part of a card game is that you have to play a somewhat reliable strategy. You can't just do whatever you want. You gotta build your deck with some sort of cohesion and not have, like, a bail you out at any time thing. So yeah, a little strange. 100% agree. I found it funny that they said RG card draw should not be in rank PvP. Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like a game where that just sounds like a RPG, but how would you RPG multi, like, I just don't I don't see the vision. What do you mean card draw shouldn't be in ranked? It's a card game. It's a card game. Yeah, what's up, Scarlet? What's going on? Oh, it's, yeah, some people just they've got a vision for what they want the game to be, and it's just not This is not what it's going to be. Ultimately, you're going to be disappointed sometimes. But it sounds like they want to play a different game. If you want to play a game where everyone fights on the same even footing and there's no luck involved, you can't make it a like slow turn-based game. Otherwise, it would be solved. Like it needs to be some sort of like skill, like FPS or like incredibly in-depth game like chess. It doesn't really work for one card a turn-based game if there wasn't some form of RNG in the form of like the deck.
A wizard acting like a knight.
They want to play Paper Mario? Bro, I love Paper Mario. I want to play Paper Mario. Okay, so a myth Storm. I think I'm still going to do Storm just for the extra myth flat res. I'm going to pop out of here to refill my health though. Yeah, we'll use a Starblade, Stormblade. I don't think we need quite so many balance blades. And then we need some Storm and Myth shields. Mainly Myth shields. Brilliant Plague is probably better. We don't need quite so many hits and blades. Add some V-Plagues. That's what you said. If you want skills at the ready, play an RPG. Yeah. What's your highest rank in PvP? Oh my gosh. Okay. So when people do that and they're just like, what's your rank? I understand where they're coming from, but this game is RNG heavy and it's just ultimately a time thing. Even if you're really good at PvP, if you don't play enough, you won't rank up. So like, I kind of get the argument when people are just like oh, we know better because we're higher ranked, but that is not entirely true because there are very simple strategies that are very easy to exploit in this game that people use to get a lot of rank. So it's a rank does not directly correlate with skill. I think it can be representative sometimes, but certainly not all times. Rather just, yeah, just yeah, some people are obsessed over their internet numbers, and it is a little strange. Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've fought a boss in the Decathalon challenge, so we'll see how this goes. I would have liked a V-Plague here, but I guess I'll just make sure I don't take the heavy storm damage since I have some myth flat res. If I get stunned right out the gate, that's gonna be painful. What's up? Haven't seen me in a long time. Yep, I was doing some real life stuff. I was taking care of myself. I lost some weight. I got a partner, and I am honestly doing quite well. I just didn't have the desire to play this game for a while, so I took a break and I'm back. I want to play a bit more, but I'm involved in a lot more stuff in my actual life now, so I don't know that it will be as frequent as trying to do daily uploads like I used to do. But that was never that was never really realistic for me to begin with. Speaking of which, I'm gonna do like 150 to 170 global damage and 55 to 60 resist for PvP just for fun. I think that would be fun. People used to do that when you could Dark Nova and stuff, but since that stuff is gone, the universal damage doesn't really work now that there's like dual school pins and stuff. But having fun has always been my priority in the arena, and if you think that that is going to be fun, I say go for it. Okay, I think I'm gonna Blade and then Starblade Leaf Storm next turn, and then send the Storm Lord. I don't know if it'll be enough. Oh, and a fortify, man. Have I done any of the Aqua stuff? No, I have not. I haven't even. We were talking about the spells earlier in this stream because I didn't even know what all of them did. The balanced one does not seem particularly great. It seems situational and it seems like it could be fun, but I don't know that it's that good. But the fire one seems insane. But I'm sure nobody needs me to tell them that, because it's kind of just like a lesser incendiate that you can cast in PvP. So yeah, that'd be good. I just keep getting power pips, which is surprising to me. Since you last uploaded, I maxed 2 more characters. Got a star and a myth, but now struggling on Ice Imperia. Yeah, Imperia, dude. I know Imperia is like the end of an arc and it's supposed to be this big epic thing. Every time I get to Imperia, I'm just like, oh, bro, free me. Get me out of here. Waiting on Darkmoor update. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I kept hearing things about it. I was like, wait, is Darkmoor Part 2 happening? Like, is that real? So that's pretty, well, I guess, yeah, I guess it's still Part 2. I'll just say Part 3, but yeah, Imperia is rough. I mean, the final fight was nerfed, right? This is now now it's the challenge mode fight, the one that it used to be. So not as bad, but I imagine that's still a lot to deal with. I just realized I didn't put in any single hits, and I've been discarding quite a bit. It's been a while since I've done this challenge, so this one might be a little ugly. But I'm gonna kill this minion. Anything I'm hoping for from the Darkmoor update? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I've just been excited about it. I think, like, I'm honestly excited for the console release as well. I think Wiz on Switch is gonna go hard. He didn't die. Oh my gosh. I definitely think fusions are like a hot thing in the developer's brain, so I think more fusions is probably likely. More shads is also, I mean, we got shads last time we were there, so it's reasonable to think that we would again. Yeah, I'm about to waste all my pips on this Tempest, but I think I have to, just to get this minion out of here. Yeah, I assume weaving stuff, and shadow spells seem likely, because I mean it's like I mean at level 100 is when we're getting our shadow stuff, and we get one from Darkmoor, so like those things seemed very tied together. Morganth Darkmoor gear, interesting, maybe. Oh, like she comes. I would love that. I would love Morganth to come back. I don't think I'm gonna die in this fight, but I think not packing any single hits in this deck is a severe throw. So we might be here a while, especially if I get earthquaked. Oh, don't let me lose the first boss fight coming back to the challenge. I assume you're listing the new Aquila spells. So life, detonate, fire, 3 chromatic dots, death, -25 negative damage aura, ice, 8 blade removal, storm, 35 chromatic, negative aura, myth, chromatic, faint, balance. Oh, chromatic faint? It's pretty strong? Like, it's as strong as a faint? That sounds terrifying. Master, they confirmed they will stop making him. Oh, that's funny. They were like, we're gonna let him die. He's dead. He's gonna earthquake me. You know I'm getting earthquaked. Please just like Orthros, or I'd even take a Medusa. I need to build pips anyway. Okay. Thank everything. And now that this is the AoE, this is like nothing. I thought the fire spell was detonate. Fires 3 chromatic dots. That's so strange. Well, I know bulls that detonate, but maybe I'm just getting mixed up. Okay, I'm not discarding any blades because an earthquake could happen. I don't want to discard anything because I'm afraid I won't have enough freaking spells to do this fight. This is very appropriate that I'd come back and fumble. I at least made sure I had lots of TCs before going into this. Yeah, currently the Raging Bull is it's 180. Okay, yeah. I knew there was something that was 180. I was like, holy. Do I Starbleed Leaf Storm? Then I have to rebalance Blade, but I think that's fine. Because I need to. I'm just gonna keep building pips while he can't Earthquake. Myth Weaving Fire. Yeah, I wanted to do a Ninja Piglets Raging Bull just for the memes because I love Ninja Piglets. And I've only gotten to upload it once at level 50 PvP. And now that Troll doesn't like amplify the damage, it doesn't seem worth it. Don't be a brace. Okay. That's honestly fine. Okay. I think this is all of the blades that I pack. So I need this to do an okay amount. Yeah, packing a single feint and a single not AoE would have been probably smart. Do endgame Fire Weaving Bull. Is this more than this? Not yet. But he can Earthquake, so let's not risk that. Yeah, advanced combat AoE. I did see that advanced combat AoEs could be enchanted now. So that's pretty cool. I genuinely think Path B Power Nova could seriously open some crazy strategies for just like in general questing on a balance, but I'm not going to be questing on a balance. Well, I might when console release comes out. He has 3 health. Okay, let's get out of here. You think I should old one's endgame into bull? That dot is so weak. There's no reason for that. Like at least Ninja Piglets is a strong dot.
This must be my blow period.
Is there a thing in here? When they got these big rafters, I always feel like there's a thing. Don't tell me they're thinking of adding enchants on PvP or advanced combat. I don't think so. I think it was just to incentivize PvE players to use some of the advanced combat stuff, even though they don't need it, to kind of get them used to it. Yeah, I was right. To get them used to those kind of things, so advanced combat doesn't seem so weird. Do I not have the Zeke quest? Oh my gosh. Hold on. But yeah, I don't think they will ever add enchants back to PvP. I think they've decided that that is just not the way they want to go. Is Zeke must be in this area? Not that I need the training points, but eventually I'll probably want to get XP because I'm going to be so horrendously underpowered that I'm going to need every ounce of HP, or yeah, every ounce of HP I can get. Where is my boy? Also use Snow Angel because it's so bad. Yeah, I do like me some bad spells. I think bad spells have a home in this game, but it's always kind of funny when they like rework a spell that previously like was not used in any capacity, and then all of a sudden it's like busted. Like the original okay, I don't know where this thing that's flashing is. The original frickin' My dungeon timer has ended. No, it hasn't. It's right here.
A wizard acting like a knight? I'm gonna break your wand and stuff that shiny squire badge down your gullet.
I'm not doing this fight again, but I will. Okay, sure. If you ever actually join, if I ever accidentally join you in world question while you are doing deck, I will only kill the extra mob and leave. I would probably just restart the fight. I try to make sure I'm in a realm that's not populated. But there we go. But I'm not too worried about that. And especially because, like, in open areas, it's just mobs. I've actually considered having somebody around to just kill the mobs quickly because it's not that interesting to do mob fights over and over again. But I'm not to that point yet. But I think eventually there's going to come a point where this challenge is impossible, where you can't get by on 10 damage. And that's kind of my one hard fast rule. Like, obviously we didn't lock our HP to make it Decathalon HP. We didn't we've got a slight adjustment with the wand. The wand gives a power pip, which technically is more than you'd have in a Decathalon. But the 10 damage maximum and no resist maximum are pretty hard fast rules to get the experience of Decathalon, and I think eventually it will become impossible. And so at that point, I think I want to have other people join me on this quest to come be somewhere around my level, or if there's scale down elixirs or whatever, to come help me and adhere to the same rules that I'm adhering to. So it's still the spirit of Decathalon, but obviously it wouldn't be one player, so it wouldn't be quite the same. But I think eventually there will come to a point where I can't just solo everything with 10 damage and no res. Because I've soloed a lot of things in this game with proper stats, and it's not easy to do. But with the power of will casts and the power of
You did it. Thank you for all
ramming my face into the wall over and over and over again. The fact that Mirror Lake happened is just utterly insane. And I still need to edit it.
I realize the streets
Malice versus Vortex. I don't know that we make it that far. I think this is my hot take that I don't know if any of you will agree with me, but I think Final Nova's fight is possible because you're polymorph for most of it, and then you just have to kill them at the end. But if you damage them enough in the polymorph, like I'm thinking about like late game fights is where my brain has been for a while, of me just trying to think of what are we going to do in these later fights. Obviously that fight is not going to be nearly as much of a challenge as some others, but like I don't think Nightmare is at all possible. But Nightmare is optional, right? Like, I'm not crazy. You don't have to do Nightmare. Remember, at one point people were saying you did, but I think they were lying to me. Okay, just for future sanity, let's put in single hit or two, just so I don't forget next time. Okay. Do I have auras? Need more. That's the one thing I forgot to trade over, because I have like a million of them on my other characters, but yeah, it's optional. That's what I thought. I didn't think you had to do Malice, but honestly, I never know with this game. It feels very main quest. It feels very like integral to the story. But if I'm not mistaken, Selenopolis is not optional, right? Because I've been told that Selenopolis is not optional, and I haven't even done that on my main wizard. So I am not looking forward to that. Hopefully I don't just like die in one of these random fights, but I don't think I will. Fleet is going to be easy. Yeah, there's some late game fights, like they're leaning towards these polymorph fights, so like some of the later game fights are going to be doable, but I think honestly Arc 3 is going to be pretty dang difficult. Yeah, I like don't really care. Like I do think Selenopolis is a good world. Like I don't think it's like bad by any means. I just don't really have a desire to do it. But alas, we will have to eventually. And I should probably do it before the Darkmoor update is coming out. But most of the time when I quest, since I tend to listen to the story of somebody else playing it, like I'll just watch somebody play through the first time, and then I am mashing dialogue all the way through and just scald incendiating everything. So questing, I mean, I do it to myself to an extent. I take the fun out of it, but I can't stand slow questing. Feels like I'm not accomplishing anything. Okay, I guess we go back to Myth. Can't wait for the Darkmoor spells to be trainable. Are they not? All the other shads are. Huh. I guess I hadn't thought about it. There's not any ones that I particularly care about one way or another. Again with these braces, bro. You're a storm. Yeah, that's more like it. Although, also don't kill me, please. Yeah, I know what Colossus does now. Like, it seems pretty fun. It's just not a tool that Myth really needs necessarily, because people aren't really shielding against a Myth. I talked about that when I reviewed all of the new sheds. I was like, this is cool and all, but like, it's like putting a hat on a hat. Like, you're already going to lose if you're shielding against a Myth, so... And yeah, if it can't be cross-trained, then it seems like it's in a kind of useless position right now. I don't think a Sunblade is necessary, but I don't think this kills. But we'll just Leaf Storm next, so I think we're chilling. Yeah, they just drop bear. So there's like, oh boy, I forgot about Wild Bolt. Wild Bolt, my old friend. Yeah, you either get drop aired or you get toffed. Like, shielding against a Myth doesn't normally... Yeah, if you double Spirit Shield, sure. Like, but then they tend to do, like, they'll do like a, if they're dueling fire, they'll glimpse, and glimpse is rough. Hello, Ryan Moon.
get you where you need to go. To get into the weirwood, however, you'll need to talk to old Greenbeard.
What level am I even? 72? Hey, we're getting there. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely shield against myths with the adapt Hydra strategy because you have to, but most normal people, it's not a great idea. Give me the rose.
And make them reveal Phelan's fate. Find her for me, wizard.
But yeah, I have the 80 shields against myths sometimes, and they do not enjoy that. The PvEers specifically really don't enjoy when I single myth shield. Very funny. But it's for swapping. It's not to use as a shield. It's just when you PvE. It is a nice tool to have. Okay, so death. Let's get some more balance blades in here. Don't need all of this clawing in the deck right now. I really should have gotten more amplifies. Might have some in other decks, but that is one thing I forgot to check. And since they're life, we go... Wait, did I not grab a... Oh, it's already equipped because I changed to my death set. Look at me being smart. I feel like we're gonna need spirit blades as well. Okay. Let's grab some HP. You made a Jade flee. I've done that. And then they report you. Yep. That's what happens. But yeah, when you steal their heals or you heal as well, Jades don't like that. And I find that really funny because I'm like literally just throwing it back at you here. Like, I'm not doing anything that you're not also doing better and stronger. I just also have some hits in here, so you're struggling. Oh yeah. Defensive schools can really give Jades a run for their money as far as like a long game goes. Like, they should win. Realistically, a Jade should win a long game. But when a slow school really like gives it to them, they do not like it. They get mad, which I find very funny. I don't normally bask in other suffering, but they are often subjecting it to others, so it does nice to deal it back out. Fire King arting to full HP. Not even running fire. That's a new one for me. I can't say I've seen anybody doing that. That's kind of funny. I want the balance blade. I'm gonna balance blade then Scarecrow then Kraken, because I don't want to waste the balance blade on the Kraken. The King Art did 400 damage. Yeah. I feel like I've seen PvEers do that if they're like one-shotting with life or myth or something. Not too full HP at full HP. Yeah, having the healing overtimes on you at full HP can be a particular level of frustrating. So I believe that they do it on purpose. Because you're like, oh, I'll wait it out, and guess what? There's got to be another one, so there's no sense in waiting it out. You just got to get your damage in there, start countering them, or kind of start stalling them back in a way. You got to play the slow game. You can't reliably out aggress them on slow schools, so you got to play the slow game. Which you'd think they'd be ready for the slow game. They're literally making the game slow, but sometimes they're not. Sometimes people get a lot of rank because people flee, and then they're not prepared to actually fight. I mean, I be thinking out my moves, and I will not apologize for taking a long turn. Like, and if a life has done nothing but heal and not done any damage to me, I have no shame in ending that game in timer. Like, that's kind of what it's for. I mean, spamming shields is what ice does, so. And especially if they aren't breaking them effectively. I do think eventually this challenge will just be me using death for everything for the drains. But then again, the flat res is like the only form of res we have. Unless we shield. But eventually things will have so much pierce that the shields won't be relevant. So like, I'm gonna need to rely on some maybe Maycast shields. I have an idea for a awful, disgusting pet for this challenge. Like Maycast smoke screen, Maycast like shields, like just like a bunch of just things that if I do the fight enough times, they will eventually cast and allow me an opportunity to set up, maybe summon a Brandon and get a run actually started. But we're not to that point yet. We're not to the point where we need to be Omega cheesing into the Brandon. And eventually Brandons won't be enough either. Some people gave me the suggestion of Sinbad, but I don't. I think Sinbad is from mainly from packs. I think there is maybe one place you can farm them, but like they're not consistent like Brandon's. So I really don't know how reliable Sinbad is going to be. But if I come across some Sinbad TCs, I'll definitely hold on to them. I definitely had some back in the day, back when I opened the Sinbad pack for the Skyhook or whatever it was. But I definitely don't have them anymore.
Oh, what?
Can you even trade? I don't think you can even trade Sinbads. Like if they're even more powerful than Brandon, I kind of doubt it. Man, imagine we lived in the world where Brandons were tradable. That they would be the new Empowers. I guarantee it. They have like an actual use in Decathalon, and they're just like a solid treasure card. Like I imagine they sell for a decent bit. I could be wrong. Actually, I think how much do they sell for? Oh, they sell for nothing. They don't want you to sell them. Yeah, I'm just saying, imagine. Oh, are you talking about the Sinbads? Yeah, probably not. Iron Sultan drops them? Yeah. I don't know that I want to be farming that, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. I know this stitch is very cliche, but I do very much enjoy this stitch.
Why, I shall raise all of the great royal wood to march to Decathalon. No, wait. My sap runs hot. A red cap called Shaken Nosebiter.
Shaken Nosebiter.
And restore the shrine to hospitality.
It is a solid stitch. It's a classic for a reason. I'm pretty sure this quest icon... Well, I can't tell. I was like, he kind of looks like a fire. I guess we shall see. Realistically, I should like scout out all of the quests and plan accordingly, but that sounds like a lot of work. Once this gets harder, I might do that, but... It is a fire. I was right. The thing is, I don't really do ice, because my ice... Or my, Fire Decathalon deck is very bad. So I think we just do death because it's my highest level deck. But we'll switch the crit block around. Do I not have a fire one that gives pip chance? Nope. Okay. Then I guess we do the storm one. Not that it really matters. And I think we will keep the frozen kraken. Use it to somewhat quickly kill this one. Okay. Yeah, now we want a couple single hits. But we want some V-plagues. And some fire shields. I don't think we really even want storm shields. I think we want to kill him really quickly. But we need some single hits. I guess Dr. Von it is. I mean, this is technically better, but I can't use a feint on it, so. Dr. Von. Alright. Are you nice and fed? Yeah, you're fine.
Good of you to stick your nose in. I was feeling a little peckish.
He's gonna eat me? I mean, he is the nose biter. Does he eat my nose? Not going first kind of sucks. But Ooh. Wait, no, I have Death Mastery. This is my death setup. So yeah, I'll V-Plague right away. I think that's my best move. If they both hit me, that kind of sucks, but... We are also technically allowed to reset for first, because we've been doing that throughout this challenge, but Avalon is just kind of easy. Don't love that, though. I think we talked about this last stream. There's, like, no dungeons in Avalon. Okay. So... I don't really want to waste a Grave Blade. It feels unnecessary. Yeah, that seems more appropriate. Not the fire shark. That was kind of smart though. Get rid of the weakness. No, I could get hit with a big crit elephant. Okay, we'll cast Amplify and then see how close he is to dead and determine how many buffs we need on a scarecrow. I will say though, with only having right now 9 damage, but a max of 10 damage for this entire playthrough, means that the math is kind of easy if we need to directly calculate how much damage we need to do. But it is interesting to me how much of this game you really don't need stats for. Like, the fact that this challenge has been possible this far kind of says something about how easy this game is. And also, apparently, now that the early quests give more XP, I should have more XP at this point, but I don't think that's going to do it with just my 10 and the aura. So I wanted to just... Okay. I wanted to just Deathblade, but I think this will be sufficient. And they're not going to kill me in these 2 rounds. That's a fizzle with an infal out that... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, we're chilling. Maybe there's a world where I die this round to, like, some crit storm shenanigans and a big fire hit, but I don't think so. We have block now, so it's not doing double damage on a crit. It's like 50 block. It's nothing crazy. That's going to be the main thing later in the game, is crit is going to absolutely annihilate me, because There are so few ways to get crit block without increasing your other stats. And I don't think, like, Conviction would be viable. Unless there's a Maycast Conviction. Then maybe I could try to rely on that. But that's only, like, 25% block. And then stun. Resist. Oh, gosh. I don't know why my nose is so itchy today. Probably because I forgot to take my allergy meds this morning. Oh, bumping the mic. I'm sorry. No cozy background stream for you. You must be very active participant or I hit the mic, apparently. Okay, well, we'll send out another one of these. We'll start buffing for a bigger hit. But yeah, I think I'm gonna PvP tonight after stream and hopefully have that edited and uploaded within the next day or two. But I do work 12-hour days all weekend long, so don't expect me to get much done on the weekend. Especially because I need to take my partner to work on the days that they work, because they do not have a car at the moment. I guess, yeah, I guess we're just gonna... I keep saying I don't want to waste the Grave Blade, so discard it. So make it go away. Okay, we'll faint. This is with the blade. This could do a decent bit of damage. But I think we're in the clear for this fight. I wish there was something challenging in Avalon. But I want to stream every part of this challenge to have it all documented. Because it's a challenge that nobody has even, like, ever remotely done. Like, I don't think I've ever seen challenge content relating to Decathalon other than just doing Decathalon. Can I get my bond though? Okay. Well, I'll just shield, I guess. I need my big hit. We'll just keep digging. That is the downside to the nearly full deck. But I'm always scared of running out of cards in these fights. Because they're treasure cards. Hand to make cast. I think we're good, Pet. I appreciate the enthusiasm. But this is not the fight I need you popping off for. Can I please have a Dr. Vaughn? There it is. I think I am going to Spirit Blade first, but then that should kill. And I only have like a 2% fizzle chance because I actually have a high tier deck enough to have a triangle slot. So that's pretty dope. But I don't want to risk the will cast in case I do fizzle. I feel like that should just annihilate. Is there a different feint TC that stacks with the main feint TC? Because in later fights, I'm going to be taking so much damage from a feint that I don't know if it'll be worth it. I guess I could always No, I can't, because that gives damage. I was gonna say the Maycast Faint Jewel, but that gives damage. That did not do nearly as much as I needed it to do. Glad I packed Faints. Okay. This is like almost as strong as a Wraith. It could be stronger and it boosts. So let's just do this. And then Blade into a Wraith. I feel like that should be enough. But yeah, it'll probably come to a point in this challenge where I have to like Blade, eat a bunch of damage, then drain, like over and over and over again. Like I really want to know where it's going to end, but it is going to make me sad when it just becomes completely impossible. I think I'm gonna need 2 blades. I might need 3 blades. Death is kind of a weak school, and that's the other thing. Like, yeah, the drain is good, but without the damage percent to back it up, Death does kind of fall off. That's what makes me wonder how much it's going to matter to like deck set to everyone. It's like right now we're getting by with these heals and deck setting, but later in the game, like 300 flat res isn't gonna be anything. But yeah, my new balanced PvP idea is to use snack attack and use some dual school death stuff. I mean, I've already done dual school death stuff, but I think snack attack plus chameleon or snack attack into possibly an Oni could be really fun. I've also got the new elemental and spirit weaknesses and some vampires, so, or just in Wraith as well if you're stealing blades. But ideally you want to steal the blades and then use them with a balance hit, because then it's actually strong. But I think that could be a fun strategy, yoinking them blades. But I just had the training point buyback in order to do that, and I remade the deck, and I guarantee there's something I'm forgetting in my PvP deck, because that's always what happens, is every time I have to start fresh and make a new deck, there's something that I forget. You dead yet? Oh my gosh. Die, please. Yeah, later in the run, I'm going to need to do the math ahead of time, so I'm not just guessing and going off vibes for these fights. But then I guess, technically, it'd be easier to talk to chat and stuff if the fights are somewhat scripted. If I know how many buffs I need.
Strikes like nature's wrath. Take your cursed relics.
I will. I will take my cursed relics. There's a spiral staircase. Is there something up here? I just know there's a bunch of things just in these freaking houses around. We got books. We got a tapestry. Nothing important. Alright. Yeah, I A, haven't played this game enough, and B, wasn't paying attention enough to remember where all of the Zeeks and all of the... Maybe I was just too old when I started playing this game. Because, like, when I was a kid, I used to play New Super Mario Bros. Wii so much that when years later when I came back, I still remembered where every single star coin and every single secret exit was. And I feel like I would have been the same with this game if I had played it at a younger age.
You have done it? Oh, you show tremendous.
But I didn't start playing this game until I was like 15, which is kind of embarrassing. This ain't nostalgia for me. This is just genuine enjoyment. And I think that might be why I have such a different perspective than a lot of players that hate the direction of the game and think that card RNG is ruining the game. Because some people don't even like see Wiz as a card game. They just see it as like an MMORPG, which is fair. Like, that is also what it is, but it's a deck building MMORPG. The combat is turn-based deck playing. But that's literally why I love it. Yeah, this Stitch is freaking awesome.
You have an
I don't know where I
invitation
actually
for
got
it.
the motorcycle from. I assume... Sure. I feel like it was probably some gold key fight that I was farming for Spellements. So I don't really just be opening packs for no reason. But I have no idea where anything comes from in this game.
How are you, stranger?
People will be like, oh, where'd you get that piece of gear? I'll be like, oh, it's good. I put it on. Especially now that certain gears have, or certain gear sets have like alternative templates that give the same stuff, just like different item cards, or just sometimes literally the exact same stuff just from a different source. I don't know where anything comes from anymore. All right. Do you have anything I care about? I'm looking up cheats just in case, because I never really want to be caught off guard. They have empowerment, but no, it doesn't look like any cheats. Just 8,000 health, so definitely stack up the buffs. I think I'm gonna put in a couple hexes, and you know what, curses are more rare. I'll put in hexes. Do I not have just death traps? That's a throw. Or just spirit trap? Oh, I do. I know I have more feints. Just gonna grab them from a different deck for now. Yeah, I guess Dr. Vaughn is what we're going for again. What's the minion? Death? That's actually really annoying. I need more universal buff. What's up? I'm here doing more Decathalon challenge. Just like the good old days. And I'm probably gonna do some PvP tonight. Yeah, this minion and boss combination is kind of annoying. But let's... I really need more universal buffs to kill that dude specifically. Am I out of balance blades too? Jeez. Okay. Okay. We'll call that good enough.
Who are you?
Oh, wait.
Prepare
Hold
to
on.
have your flesh
Hold
torn,
on.
vermin.
Let's put in some life shields instead. Oh, he could drain too. I really need to make sure I one-shot this minion Kill it quickly. I might just use a feint on it just to... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna feint Balance Blade. Make sure this minion dies very quickly. Because I have almost exclusively death hits, so I need to use the will cast quick. I probably should have V-plagued. The general rule of thumb is to V-plague right off the bat. But honestly, not that scared of a life and a death hitting me at full HP. So maybe we're fine. But I did just buff what's likely to be the best hit they get. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I should honestly be more afraid of the death because I have no flat res to the death. And now they have bladed. Now, actually, I didn't pull a V-plague, so I guess it doesn't matter. Balance Blade, Amplify, Frozen Kraken, I guess is the game plan if we're not going to pull a V-plague. I just don't want to lose too much health. Don't love that. And don't love that either. That's annoying. I still have to go for it though. I still have to just amplify Frozen Kraken because I don't have another buff. Do appreciate a pet cast though. I lied. I do have another buff. You know, I think this is an appropriate use. And since we got the heal, I'm not too scared of dying. Now we'll amplify into the Frozen Kraken just to make sure he dies. Yeah. Lifes without any, like, flat or any percent damage are not going to do any damage to me with my high level death deck. So you should be dead. If not, I might have to dig for a Scarecrow, but I don't think I need to do that. I think you should just die. This is like all the buffs I can muster. I mean, then again, it doesn't boost, so... And these buffs aren't terribly strong, except the feint. So... Oh, it does boost. Yeah, I think he just barely lived. He did. Okay. So, either another will cast or a Scarecrow, but Scarecrow would do it now. Man, 67 HP. This is why you do the math. Okay, well, we will just feint the boss. We either get the Scarecrow or we just... I think we're just going to have the Frozen Kraken. So, I'm hoping he doesn't decide to drain. Because I really need to... This isn't spell-lamented, right? We're not to the point in the game where they actually put spell-lamented spells into our regular fights. Because that would trigger empowerment and remove that trap. Okay, none of that has happened. But yeah, I need some HP back. So... Can I just get the Scarecrow? I know I discarded a few, but... Okay, I got it. Let's just do that. I know I give them a pip, and I know it's not the best use of my feint, but... I need this dude to die, and I need some HP, so... We weren't gonna one-shot the boss anyway, probably. 8,000 health is just so much damage to deal without any base stat damage. Okay. Well, we've got the Amplify out, so I feel like we might as well Frozen Kraken. I don't think we're gonna need that. I guess I'm gonna just shield. I know I need to be stacking up buffs, but I only have universal or 1 pip buffs, so we'll just get this out the way. Booyah. When in the story do enemies start getting like proper damage? Like, because I feel like even like 50% damage is gonna be rough. I feel like it's next. I feel like next world, like Azteca is gonna be bad. I think Azteca is going to be quite the hiccup for this challenge. Are they just gonna keep empowermenting? Oh no. Outgoing. I forgot they are life. So we... Oh. Vaughn is only 30%. I might still want to Vaughn soon, but I really need all the damage I can get. So kind of just gonna have to hope they don't heal. Because a lot of times the AI isn't the smartest when it comes to like the proper time to heal. But for good measure, let's get some of the big boy buffs going. Yeah, hit me. 7 pips. I mean, that prevents them from like rebirthing, but I don't think they're at the point where they could even rebirth. They're at the pips to regen, which is scary. What is this one? Oh, I guess. Thanks, pet. Okay. Spirit Trap. I think I'm gonna send the Vaughn next. Don't do it. Oh, that was scary. Okay, we're gonna send the Vaughn before they get a heal in, so at least it'll be debuffed. Oh, I misclicked. Oh no. That is not what I wanted to click. I wanted to click the Vaughn. That is not the first time I have had a very painful misclick. That hurt. I think it definitely would have killed. Now are they gonna heal? Okay, no, they spent all their pips. Thank everything. I can't believe I did that. That is ridiculous. I don't know how many hexes and feints I have left. But Pet sure is keeping me alive against this very weak life. I feel like they're gonna get tired of my antics and heal eventually though, so I'm a little scared. Oh, I have another hex. Another feint is what I really need. But I guess we hex balance blade. I mean, we could technically Vaughn anyway, but they're not at the pips to heal, so I'm not really scared of that. I'm not spending another Grave Blade. Run out of cards though. Alright, well, I'm gonna give you your pip, hopefully as you die. So I don't think I have another feint. But I do have another Dr. Vaughn's. I don't think this is actually anywhere near enough. Like, this is more buffs than my weak hit that I sent earlier, but without the feint, it feels bad. Feels like not a good move. But I just feel like I discarded my feints already. 5 buffs. I think that was like pretty much exactly enough. Let's go.
Fie! You'll never find a way into the White Owl Tower.
I beg to differ.
Are you a good wizard or an evil wizard?
I am an evil wizard. I mean, if anything, maybe a masochistic wizard. Oh, I forgot. I forgot about this. I mess it up every time. Hold on. I gotta read.
The chamber is filled with a strange vapor that makes you feel so very... If you don't find an antidote quickly, you might sleep forever.
Yeah, what do I... Which... It's... Yeah, how do I know which thing? I don't remember what the combination is. Blue square, beaker, jar of mushrooms. Does it say somewhere? Oh, here we go. That's what I thought I was looking at. So, round green and square blue. Where's a round green? Dark round. Green triangle. Oh. Wait. I said green round, right? Oh, and mushroom. There we go. Hooray. All right. Let's... Wait, is there any secret? No.
Who by the horned crown? It matters not. Your quest ends here.
Okay. Well, in case it doesn't end here, just by an off chance, let's look up, see if you got any cheats. No cheats. Lots of ice things though. So we're gonna go fire. Unfortunately, I don't have a potion, but I think I'll be fine. Okay. Yep. It all looks fine and good. Let's just get some healing. And we've got some healing. Let's get some shields. That's what we should get. Should have ice shields around here somewhere. Oh, I got more feints. Saw those. Yoink. Got all these freaking chimeras that Goose gave me. Got some more hexes. There's a few ice shields. Do I not have that many? I'll probably be fine. I don't need that many. Yeah, we'll just get rid of some of the things I've repeated 100 times in this deck. And then a few more of the universal buffs. Definitely want the Leaf Storm. We could put in a Sunblade or two. Okay. Let's do it. I hope my mana's fine. That minion Loki has a lot of health. I have Fire Mastery, so I need to get a Death Pip to actually V-Plague. So I guess we're amplifying. Not really what I want to start with, but I suppose it's fine. But this should do very little with my flat res. Barely weak hit. Okay. I mean, I could just... I probably Blade, Dragon, Meteor, Leaf Storm. No, I should V-Plague to make sure I don't take too much damage. I'm gonna need a lot more buffs. We'll probably just balance Blade Leaf Storm just to get some good starting damage. But I need more buffs on the dragon before I send it. Kind of a waste of this weakness, but it'll be pretty good for the other guy. Oh, and a heal. Would you look at that? It's like we came into the battle with full HP. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. You know what? I made a good choice. I made a good choice. This dude needs to die. This dude needs to die right now. This dude's gotta go. Yeah. Let's do Sunblade. And then we could probably Leaf Storm Dragon. Since that buffs both the Leaf Storm and the Dragon. I think the crit aura is fine. I'm not that scared of the crit aura. Not the natural attack. Okay. Yeah, let's Leaf Storm Dragon. Or we'll Fizzle. Glad I wasn't using a Balance Blade. How much does this do with 2 buffs to the myth? Does it boost by chance? There's a lot of weird boosting in this world. No? Okay. 604 is pitiful. Yeah, eventually I think will casts that do damage are just going to be kind of useless. I think we're going to have to do like will cast Hex, stuff like that. Okay. Well, this is just stronger. So I guess we're going to do that. It's not as strong up front, but they don't have pips, so I think this is fine. Yeah, that's just solid. One of my visions for late game was to get crit auras and rely on crits, and then I realized that with block, crit really doesn't mean anything anymore late game. I tried. Okay, the dots are invisible. That's interesting. Also did a lot less than I thought it would. 495 2 more times. He's barely not dead, but he'll die to the leaf storm. So ideally we don't use universal buffs right now. And we also don't use dragons. I guess we're gonna use a universal buff. Because it's all I got. Is that another shield? Okay, it's a blade. I hope I don't get earthquaked by him in the one round that he can, and I won't be killing him. We will ice shield though, for good measure. He's got a crit aura and a blade, so it's a little dicey. Just don't earthquake me, please. I'm begging. Okay. Whatever that is fine. Okay. We'll keep these as our hits. I don't really want to waste that. We'll keep you around as a heal. Actually, that's our hit if we don't have to hit through a shield. So we'll get rid of the elephant when we get the opportunity. But I think for now we just leaf storm. Kind of killing it though. Really just proves how easy the early game is in this freaking game. And this is arc 2. This is not even first arc. Getting around with 10 damage. He just dealt 0 damage to me. It's just people just don't want to play with shields, and I think that's why people struggle with things, because they just want to kill as fast as possible. But you have incredible defensive tools in this game. Okay, we don't need dragons. We don't need a elephant. Let's get life pips from here on out. I just wanted a death pip in case I needed to V-Plague, but honestly, shielding just makes more sense now that the minion is dead. That's going to be the best hit he gets this whole time. Let's see how much damage it does. 20% trap, 6 pip hit. No crit though. What can I do you for? Not much. Okay. Sure. My HP's getting a little low, so I think I'm gonna keep the Satyr, but I don't think I need to keep the V-Plague. That count is my backup hit because it's just always good. I think this hit is much stronger than a Vaughn, so I probably don't need as many buffs. But if I keep drawing the buffs, I'm probably just gonna keep using them. So I think we will amplify into the kill here. Hello, what's going on? Hopping back in the saddle. Think I'm gonna PvP tonight after stream. Maybe get an upload going. I got some new ideas, but I miss doing this this series here, so I am here. Yeah, I still don't feel the need to heal. He's ice. Yeah, I think that's all my buffs. I feel like this should just annihilate. The sun. This spell is literally like, I love this spell so much. It was designed for exactly how players play this game, which is buff up a hitter to kill the boss and coincidentally kill the minions. And this is like the perfect spell to do that, because you can focus a lot of your damage on the main target and then just get some splash damage on the minions. It's beautiful.
Well done, friend. Let us return to my hold and tell Sophia the joyous news.
Although for this challenge, not exactly the most useful.
Use this teleporter stone to escape.
This teleporter? Oh, there it is. I was like, we are looking at nothing, my guy. Avalon.
Thank you for your kindness.
Avalon is like one of like the best looking worlds, but it is just so boring. It is just, there is no interesting fights in this world. We need more spells like it. I agree. I think Sun Serpent is like very well designed for PvE, and I wish other schools had something similar. Like, it is just an incredibly strong hit plus an AoE. But they're moving away from traditional AoEs, but
the Froudlings were afraid we might help the Knights of Avalon, so they unleashed a winter worm upon us. Everything is frozen. So Robin...
Okay. Go to the fountain. Bro, y'all got any mana wisps? What happened to mana wisps? Why aren't those just around anymore? Fossil, but better. Does Fossil do that? See, I don't even play this game. I don't even know what Fossil does. And I doubt I have any spell elements for it on this character. Nope. Not quite. Isn't Fossil dotting everyone or something?
You think you hear us?
Oh. What can I do? My
Water fountain being on fire is crazy. But yeah, outside of like doing weird balance strats, for the longest time I really just played balance. So like I don't know a lot of other schools like lore, a lot of other school. Oh, I thought we were heading back over here. I don't know a lot of other schools like anything really. Unless it is relevant in PvP, I don't really know about it. Which probably means I should pay a bit more attention, but as I said earlier, I cannot stand to slow quest. I am mashing the dialogue. I am going at all times. My first playthrough on my balance, I think I was level, I want to say like 80 or something, and my friend Luis was like, why are you using Spectral Blast? And I'm like, I love Spectral Blast. It's like my most solid just regular hit. And Luis is like, what about Judgment? And I'm like, what's Judgment? And he was like, what do you mean what's Judgment? It's Balance's bread and butter. I was like, I don't know that spell. Where do I get it? It's like your school quests. You know, when your teacher's like, hey, come learn things. I'm like, oh no, I'm just doing the main quests. And Luis had a stroke about it. I just go when I play games. Like, I do like to explore around sometimes, but like, not if that means doing side quests. I will pick up every side quest I see and coincidentally do them along the way, but I do not be doing side quests. I still haven't done all my side quests on my balance. Like, I spent like a month or two trying to get all my side quests done just to say I had them done. And this is before you got a golden skeleton key for it, but I they're still not all done. Deserved stroke, yeah. I can't say I blame him for being confused. I could have teleported back here. I was just, like I said, I just go. I'm just watching the arrow. I'm sure somebody was watching that and was just like, "What is happening? What are you doing?" When you were younger, somehow I lost the main quests to level 39 ice in Crocotopia. Yeah, Luis was free to play for a long time, and it farmed so many dungeons and had done so many fights that at the paywall, like owning basically no zones, Luis was like level 14, which was very funny to me because, like, realistically, if you do all the quests, you get to like level 8 or 10 or something. Is this the one with the weird chimera boss that has like a feint cheat? Am I remembering this dungeon or this dungeon? There's no dungeons in this world. Am I remembering this sigil correctly? Or not chimera, but wyvern fight. Oh no, this is elephants. Or mammoths? Maudit Solban. What you got? 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 Nothing. Boost storm. Say less. His minion is myth, which means it'll also boost storm. Say less. I am gonna go out and get my HP though, because a fight that I don't have resist to is probably not the move. Not going in full HP. Okay. I'd like some feints. We've got some single hits. Let's get some more universal buffs. Gosh. Yoink. 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 Just get a fire shield or two in here. Okay. We'll call that good enough. I do want to get a death to Pip right off the bat, though. Technically, it would have been better to do this challenge on a life for more health, and the mastery that it gives, because I really never need the ice mastery that being an ice wizard is. Ice was the last wizard I didn't have yet, so that's why I'm doing this on an ice, to eventually have a max level ice. Okay, well, let's crash and burn, shall we?
Smells like brimstone and sulfur.
Rotten eggs.
Get in here. I am Maudit Solban, Lord of
Okay.
the Red King.
You don't gotta tell me twice, okay? I'm getting in there. I think this is a situation where we're gonna reset for first, because that is a lot of HP. Like a lot of HP. First, please. First, please. First, please. Yay! Can we get a debuff? No debuff off the bat is a little rough. I think Starblade is a great start. But I would like to pull a debuff next turn if they don't entirely dump their pips. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Luckily, I do have flat res to the minion, but do you think the scales a nerf? My strat is the best it's ever been? No. There is no universe where my strat will ever be better than original Hydra, or original Echo Hydra, where it echoed regardless of if it broke the shields or not. And also at that time, Sabretooth existed. Also, my pet is going ham. Holy smokes. But I think Adapt Hydra is not in a good spot right now. I don't think it's been in a good spot for a while, but I do really enjoy it. But since balances are forced to pack path B scales, they're more incentivized to run Scorpions. So people have Scorpions to respond to my Scorpion. So I think it's in one of the worst spots that it's been. But I don't know that it's actually better than when Path A existed, believe it or not. It's just like a weird meta thing. You'd think it would, but in my opinion, it did not get better. And it doesn't like stop the main issues of like the Scorpion swap, the brace spam, the Ditto is so hard because balance has such potent tools. Like even just Lore Master is incredibly strong, and without Dark Pact, balance doesn't really have a good answer to getting Lore Mastered. Which I know, why would a balance be complaining about getting Lore Mastered? But Stabilize is incredibly strong. And the fact that Stabilize and Brace can be ran in the same deck is what makes it so strong. Stabilize would not be a problem if Brace and Fortify didn't exist. It's just the fact that you can run so many copies of effectively the same spell in an era where we're not supposed to be able to run so many copies of certain spells. Things are copy limited. Most decks only provide 4 off-school copies. It's supposed to be a balancing mechanism, but that balancing mechanism just doesn't apply to Brace and Fortify. So in the same way it doesn't apply to positive auras like all of like the chastisement and all that stuff that a lot of other schools use. You can run those inside deck. Oh, we got a stun immune boss here. Last boss was not stun immune. Okay, well, that minion is Omega dead. Kind of overkilled, but he's fine. This dude has a lot of HP, but he does boost 35% to Storm. I just need to make sure I don't die. But yeah, balance in general just has such a simple game plan that trying to do Adapt Hydra against a balance is just really difficult. It's doable. It's very much doable, but it's a rough one. I do like having all these unique buffs. Yeah, this is a good hand. We just gotta start buffing up and shield when they have too many pips. Funnily enough, it applies more to negative auras because we lack negative aura options. That, well, and you can't realistically rely on negative auraing a balance because they will chameleon. Like, not just the damage chameleon that gives them pips, but like they will just chameleon that gives them a brace. Like, there's no good way to deal with a balance brace spamming on a balance. Like some schools like Ice and to an extent Death can kind of keep up with it and exploit it a little bit. But honestly, I still be spamming auras in those matchups. But yeah, I'm cooking up a new strategy for today. It will not be Adapt Hydra when I queue today. Unless I get tired of trying to do the other thing that I'm trying to do. How much would you love Adapt Chameleon instead of Brace Chameleon? Oh my. That would be... I don't know, would it be that good? If the Adapt went on first, and oh no, that still wouldn't matter. But I don't know. I mean, it would be cool if the fusions in general were a bit more open-ended and they weren't too specific cards. Like if you could just fuse it with any aura, that would be cool, but I think that'd be busted. So I don't think they would ever do that. Okay, he's got a blade. I know he doesn't have a ton of pips, but I'm just gonna put the shield on because I do want to faint. But yeah, I just try to leverage my expectations because I know that Wiz is not trying to add anything that is like weird, like not meant to be good spells like adapt. Like they're not ever going to make an adapt again. Fuse, adapt, Hydra. Yeah, they literally, like Cam literally said that adapt is not going to exist forever in its current form. Like it is either going to be reworked or removed. They just have a lot more pressing matters. And when I asked if it was my fault, he didn't say it was my fault, but he certainly hesitated in his response. So I'll let you all decide if that means it's my fault or not. But I certainly brought it into the eyes of more people. I'm not saying that I invented the strategy by any means, but I certainly brought it forward, which people get mad at you for sometimes when you bring some weird strategies to like a public platform, or you just like talk about them in general. People are like, no, we got to keep it a secret so it stays in the game. It's like, bro, that's weird. That's weird behavior. Every spell's on the ban list, yeah. It can feel like that sometimes. Okay, finally pulled the owl. I think this should just annihilate. I don't think there's a world where he gets to live this. I mean, the world is I fizzle, but owl is so ridiculously strong, and I have so many buffs, and he boosts 35% to storm. I think I'm overkilling by a good bit. Yeah.
Morsel like you get the better of me.
Blasted wizards. I don't know if anybody was here for the stream where I was geeking thinking there was like a quad elephant fight in this world because I had helped a friend when I was low level. It had been so long I was misremembering. I think it was this fight, and I think we did it with 3 people, so there was 4 of them. I think this was the fight that I was really confused about and was gaslighting myself that there was a hard fight in this world. Are you pro terminus? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna be so real with you, I don't know what that word means. Is that a person? Is that like a YouTuber?
You got the
like I really live under a rock. Oh, yo, she got upgraded.
Brilliant. What do you think?
I feel like it's a Wiz character. I feel like I'm being very ignorant. The new balance spell. Oh, the Aquilo spell. Yeah, I don't think it follows the template that balance is under right now, but balance doesn't need a way to echo blades again. Like echoing blades is not a good way to keep up with somebody who is spamming blades. You're just going to die if you're echoing blades. If you are getting 7 of the same blade, you are not spending all of those blades. They are either getting removed or you're going to die. And so it is cool because you could use it to like get a buff on like an Oni and like have it set up, which is like hard to do. But hit and dilute pips, I don't even know. Somebody just described to me what they do. I haven't even actually looked at them, so I don't even know what that path does. Like I genuinely, I have 0 spellments for any of them, so I don't know what they look like. And I really haven't been watching much Wiz YouTube. I am out of everything. I made sure I was nice and stocked up before, but I forget how much stuff I go through in this challenge. Turns all weaknesses into 15 and then hits. Interesting. I mean, the strategy that I'm trying to do tonight is somewhat weakness focused. Maybe I would care about that, but 15 feels so negligible that also, but at least weaknesses people tend to have less counters to, unless you're facing like a life or an ice. And I know lives don't naturally counter, and obviously myth. I know lives don't naturally counter it, but they expect the threefold sometimes. Do I not have any more amplifies? I don't think I do. I think I am tapped out. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's weaknesses on yourself into weaknesses on your opponent? It's a weakness counter. Like, it actually removes them? Interesting. That sounds decent, actually. That sounds really decent. Unless it doesn't actually remove them. Unless it's like a weird conditional effect. Where it does this if you have weaknesses on, like King Art. Whatever. Turns the weaknesses on yourself into weaker weaknesses on yourself? What? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What? The argument is that it's like trapped illusion and blade, or what are they called? No, that's awful. They're making it like the replacements for Scales and Eye. Is it called Trap Delusion and Blade Delusion? I don't even freaking remember, because I don't use those spells because they're terrible. That's funny. That's funny that they were like, these spells that nobody's using, let's make another one. That is very funny. Yeah, yeah, I don't think there's any world where I would use a spell like that, because when people are putting weaknesses on you, they're to gambit or to weaken you and not entirely removing them. And honestly, I'm gonna be turning infections into weaknesses on myself. Like, I guess I did say I do like some bad spells, but holy, that is like painfully bad. Like, because that's what's going to happen is a death is going to infection you in some way. And if you choose to use that spell because they vampire you or something, like, you are just actively weakening yourself for more rounds by turning infections into weaknesses. That is painfully bad. That's funny. I'm not going to lie. That's really funny. I can't believe they'd make something like that. Genuinely. That's so strange. It triggers attacks, I guess. How many pips? Is it 7? Don't tell me it's 9. If it's 9, they are literally smoking substances. It's 8 pips? That's terrible. I mean, I guess it's better than it being 9, but Unless that spell does 900 damage at 8 pips, you will not see me casting it. Because that is a downside to a spell, in my eyes. Does it remove, okay, another question. Does it remove them before hitting? Like if somebody has vampired me and I have 2 60 weaknesses, does the effect happen before the hit? Or am I still hitting through a 60 weakness to remove 1 60 weakness and make it a 15 weakness? And then probably it does like 600. Yeah, that's painfully bad. But does it at least change the weaknesses before it hits? Or am I hitting through a 60 weakness in that scenario that I described? Turns the vampire weaknesses into the 15 and then hits. Okay. That's at least they thought that through. So I'm not hitting through a weakness for my weakness counter. But I mean, I still am. I'm still hitting through a 15 weakness. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a single situation where I would be in a position where I would realistically be put in a situation where I'd want that spell. Because, like, sure, if you have 7 60 weaknesses on you, it'd be a great spell. That's not going to happen ever. You're only ever going to have, like, 3 if somebody, like, wraiths you. Like, technically you could get scarecrowed, but nobody's blading that much on a balance anyway. So, I don't get it. What's the spell counted damage to the fact that it's hitting through minus? Yeah, it should be a fairly strong spell if it's hitting through a 15 weakness, guaranteed. Because otherwise you're not going to be using it. Like, it's 8 pips. At least make it 800 damage. Like, I know that balance spells aren't supposed to, but then I guess that people would just use it as a strong hit. Make it 750. Make it 750 damage. Because most of the time it's not going to do 750 damage if you're trying to use the weakness. Oh yeah, and scarecrows are 20% against balance anyway. Yeah, so you're the worst that's gonna happen to you is a 45 weakness. Oh my gosh. Maybe there's use case on another school, but dual school balance is ass. Yeah, I don't know. Normally I can see the vision, but I'm lost. I'm lost on the vision for that spell, other than just trying to complete the cycle of delusions. And that's what it is. It's a cycle of delusion. Okay. Fire. Okay, we'll be back. I'm gonna grab a health orb after I switch to my fire. But yeah, since I'm kind of running out of TCs, I don't like spending a bunch of time on stream just like collecting TCs and doing whatever. I'm probably gonna wrap this up soon. I'll probably make this my last fight. So I also don't want to get burnt out on this game and spend another 4 months on hiatus. Self-inflicted hiatus. Yeah, so yeah. Do I have any amplifies? Okay, here's a few. I think I'm gonna want a couple of these too. I'll take some sunblades. If it was a hit and trap or blade delusion, it would be incredible. Yeah, I kind of agree that like the idea of delusion isn't terrible. It's just not really worth the round to do it in their current forms. Like the delusion spells that already exist, I don't hate the concept. I just don't think they work well for their like, I know they're only 1 pip, but like I don't want to spend a pip on that. Like, but if it was attached to another spell, I could see the effect being, even if the spell wasn't incredibly strong, I could see that being very useful. Do I have more sun serpents or not? I have rare TCs, but I don't really want to. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hot delusion. See, stuff like that's interesting, but a weakness delusion is like the worst thing I could think of. Like, genuinely, I don't think there's a world where I ever want to turn weaknesses into weaknesses, because infections exist. 0% weaknesses exist. And now I'm going to make them do something outside of whatever gambit they're setting up? No. No. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like, I don't know who would want that. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Yeah. I'm trying to think up a situation in my head where I would ever realistically be in a position where I would want to use that spell. The only, like, the... Okay, hear me out. I still don't think this is good. Dual School Balance, use it to remove a dispel. It's way too many pips for that, but I mean, could be interesting. It'd be funny. It'd make for a good video, but it wouldn't be a good play, but it would be funny, I guess. Honestly, Scarab and Balance King Heart, but no, because you want them to stay weaknesses. Yeah, Scorpion into balance. Yeah, like we have things for weaknesses. Like we have, like, it's no, just no to that spell. That spell is to complete a cycle, and I guarantee we will be getting more delusions in the future, regardless of if they make sense to make. But I would say trap delusion or weakness delusion is probably, like, even shield delusion would make sense, because then you could break all the shields with dots, or you could use the shields for like a I guess you wouldn't really use the shields, but you have triple hits, you have dots, you have things that would be able to somewhat quickly remove those things. Yeah, if it completely removed them and made them infections, that would be a different story. But I still like yeah, because then that's just a hit through a weakness. It's like a strong hit through a weakness. But 600 damage for 8 pips is already a bad rate, and you're guaranteed to be hitting through a weakness. It's not a good spell, and I have not used it. I don't normally say it's not a good spell before I even use it, but I don't intend on using it. Wait. Rain of Fires! I knew I had more. Delusion is built into balance for no reason already. Automatically weaker in a balance. Yeah, no, literally, things are automatically weaker against you, so it doesn't make sense. It's so silly. Like, I don't have another word for it. It's silly. It feels not well thought out. Also, did they buff Sunbird? Oh no, it's a Gambit now. You Gambit it. I don't want that. I don't want that, actually. That's terrible. I don't want to ever delete my strong dot for a weak dot. Just put in another base elephant. Max tier to 710. Still, like, I mean, that's an okay rate. That's a more acceptable rate. So yeah, if it completely removed weaknesses, that'd be a fairly solid spell.
A wizard? Let me extinguish that fire for you.
No, I'm going first. That's too much health to be going second for. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like what balance needs is more answers to auras. Like, I wonder, there's no way to make a, like, delusion aura though, right? Like just make an aura weaker for its effects. Like, so brace was only 10% instead of, or not brace, whatever, impair, whatever the new one is, that would be less catastrophic. But then they just replace it. Like, I don't know. I don't see a world where I want to cast that spell. Want Courageous Charge to be an aura delusion? Is Courageous Charge? No, that's Sacred Charge. I don't know what Courageous Charge is. That's a feint. And I don't... Did I put in Ice Shields? I'm gonna V-Plague. Just turn all auras into +10 damage auras. I kind of like that. So it would remove a brace effectively. So it's an offensive tool that also gives your opponent offense. It's kind of like a frenzy, but not quite. But it would remove a brace and make it a 10 damage aura. See, that's an interesting idea. Courageous Charge was the supernova replacement, right? Yeah, that spell is bad. That spell is like bad. I've never once considered using it. Is natural attack the V-Plague off? Okay, this is gonna be a long fight. He is really saving his pips. Don't love the crit, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we have so much flat res, and he's ice. And until damage starts to come into a picture, the flat res is going to be very strong, because the base damage of spells just doesn't get high enough. Need to make a mana burn replace dilute 3 yellow pips into white pips. That, I don't think they ever bring back mana burn in any form whatsoever, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I liked mana burn. I liked what like you were able to do with mana burn, like the way you were able to control the game, but I don't think you can like make mana burn good for the game. Like, if you nerf the damage to the ground, it's just a stalling tactic. If you make the damage fine and the pip reduction any less than 3, it loses what makes mana burn. So like, it's an April Fool's announcement that I could see. April Fool's announcement, mana burn. They re-release mana burn, but they just call it pip delusion. That'd be funny. That would be very funny. Okay, they're lower on pips, and I've got a heal over time on me. I've got a decent bit of health. I'm not too scared. Pip delusion, make them lose their school pips. Ooh. Then do a big dot they can't counter. That just seems like added. I don't know why we get that. But balanced wizards do want anything and everything they can get, I guess. I don't know why we deserve that, but that is very funny. But I suppose if it was an April Fool's, balanced needs a buff desperately, I can't speak on that because I have not played the game in like 4 months. But I do think that they are being outpaced. I will say that, but I still think they have some incredibly strong tools and the ability to basically just like live in brace and steal buffs and like the thing is balance is the best control school right now, but control is being phased out. They really don't like the pack enough counters and you'll never lose to a matchup ever again. They don't like that direction. They want you to be focused on aggro. So balance is being outpaced because that's just the direction the game is moving. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think balance should be number one. And the same reason I don't think storm should be number one. I don't think the strongest defensive school or the strongest offensive school should ever be the best. I don't think life should ever be the best. I don't think death should ever be the best. I think a healthy place would be maybe fire being the best. I don't know. Ideally everything's balanced. Ideally we make a balanced game, but that's not typically how it goes. But balance should be hard to play because they have such strong tools and such a unique gameplay. I think balance should be difficult to play, and it shouldn't just be able to be picked up by anybody. My game is lagging. That's fun. You just want Myth or Fire to be the best? I see, I said all those things, and then I was like, Myth being the best is my literal nightmare. So, yeah, and Fire being meta is also obnoxious. So, I don't know exactly what I want, but I don't think the control school... I think here, maybe I should rephrase. Balance can be the best, and I think it can be fine, but it should not be easy to play balance. I think it should be incredibly difficult to play balance because it's supposed to be this like weird in-between tempo school that relies on countering and controlling and like reacting. It's a reactionary school in a very proactive meta. What's up, Pastor Buttnut? What's going on? Yeah, he do be blue. Don't want to re-amplify yet, but I don't have any. I'll just pass. I'll just build up my pips for now. Still think the game was most fun when death was meta, like when you could enchant drains. Death was meta, or when you could just spam threefolds forever and vampire when there was no weakness counters, because those were also miserable. I am not someone who likes to pretend that mana burn meta was good just because I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna pretend that when I started doing Adapt Hydra that it wasn't broken as hell. Like, OG Echo Hydra was a major problem and it got fixed. Like, as much as I had a absolute blast playing it, like, I'm sure my opponents weren't, but at that time it was also a lot of PvE because this was like pre Rochambeau. So it was just a different time, and I think reminiscing on old times and like being like this was better than this or this was better than this is like kind of not a good use of time. I don't want to use a Sunblade here. Just drain meta, but if we had the weakness counters of today. Like, are you talking when drains could be enchanted? Because that was not okay. And that's the last time I remember drain meta being relevant. Oh, you just mean like when everything had been reworked and they nerfed all of the death spells. They literally nerfed every single drain. No, I feel like that needed to happen. But I'm not someone who plays a lot of death. So when they banned mana burn and introduced chameleon, did you really get nerfed? No, I got buffed. Chameleon is a buff to the adapt strategy. And mana burn was a spell that I already wasn't using at that time because I realized that it was unfun and broken, and it was a lot more fun to do other things. I stopped, if you look back in my videos, I stopped using mana burn like 2 or 3 months before they banned it. And it was really annoying to do dittos because if you don't have mana burn in the ditto, it's rough. But the thing that nerfed me was when when Hydra got fixed. Was when Hydra no longer echoed, even if it broke the shields. Which I'm pretty sure they changed Hydra and left scales for a bit, which was annoying. But I think this should just kill. Still just sad that I can't use half the drains because they're drains. Yeah, I do think it might have been, like, I know the math checks out, but healing isn't as important as damage. So I think drains did need a bit of a nerf, but okay, that did not do nearly enough. I think they did need a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think they needed as big of a nerf as they got. But I wouldn't buff drains much stronger from where they are now. But yeah, I guess if it's specific drains that you're thinking of, I'm sure specific examples are more egregious than others. Finally, just a freaking fire blade. Drains aren't trading well just by hitting. Yeah, I think because they nerf all drains. They nerfed all drains by like an effective 33%. Like, it wasn't actually 33% damage, but if they're calculating in the heal, they effectively made it all the drains 33% weaker. If they would have made it like 25% weaker, I think it probably would have been fine. But I definitely don't think it was okay where it was at. But you are welcome to disagree. Death also has a fairly good stat profile, which I think maybe is preventing them from giving them too many buffs because they're afraid to make them broken, since they have the second highest damage, second highest resist, pretty solid pierce, like not much worse than Balance's. Like, Death's profile compared to Balance, like, Death is just better, but Balance gets a lot more utility than Death does. Death has to play a much more linear game plan, which is not an issue for some people because they love their linear gameplay, but for those of us that enjoy the intricacies of the game, Death is very strong right now. I just missed some of the usable spells. Yeah, Skeletal Dragon is just one of the craziest fusions ever, because it makes a school that's weak against shields incredibly strong against shields, because you use it and then you can, if they keep shielding, you can Elephant to remove all the shields and then you still have blades left over. I miss minions. I do too. I used to spam minions so much. I love minions so freaking much. Can I just kill? I really hope this just kills. But some of the most fun I've had in PvP was helpful mandering and having him mantle and then me also mantle, giving them minus like 100% accuracy when they were in Shrike. Oh my god, it was so funny. People would get so mad. Oh, it was a good time. It was a good freaking time. And in general, like, I like that minions are one of those things. It's kind of like bubbles, where you have to be prepared for your opponent to bubble. That's why people pack bubbles. And lately, some people have been choosing not to pack bubbles, myself included sometimes. Like, sometimes it's not worth fighting the bubble. But it's just one of those things where if minions exist, simply by existing, your deck has to commit some space to being able to kill minions. Whether that's making sure you have on-school wand hits, whether that's making sure you have a handful of AoEs. Like, I think it's a good thing. The problem is Myth is supposed to counter Death, and Death counters Myth if minion exists, because drains. So I think that's why they don't want them back. But I think it's good, actually, to force people to have a more diverse deck, because then we don't have metas where it's all myth wizards running exactly 5 spells in their entire deck, because they don't have to counter anything. They just have to kill you before you can kill them. So myth doesn't counter death anymore. It's not.
I haven't heard any dulcet tunes for a while now.
It's supposed to.
Perhaps Sir Brennan might know.
It's supposed to. And adding minions would only add to that problem if that's not the case right now. And I'm gonna have to take your word for it, because I haven't PvP'd in forever. But it's definitely supposed to. As far as they could make it where you can't drain more health than the minion has. The reason you should be able to drain 1,000 health from a 300 HP minion. Maybe that's one way they could go about doing it. I mean, most AoEs are split path now anyway, but I've literally, back in the day, people would literally be scioning minions just for the heal, like Death Scion. So it's like, it's a complex issue, but that is definitely a solution that I could see them maybe leaning towards. Yeah, every death cosplays fire, so death beats myth easily. Yeah, with the fusion, we were just talking about that. Skeletal Pirate is far and large the best fusion to be added, and like, it turns a school that's supposed to be weak against shields into a school that is strong against shields, actually. So it's definitely an issue. Another way is that death broken in PvE too. Way too much damage. I don't care. I don't care about PvE. I don't care if you get to have an easy mode in PvE. Like, it's PvE. No, it's not hard. I'm currently in Avalon with 9 damage and doing just fine. Like, I'm literally doing a challenge where I don't, like, this game is not hard. And so I don't care if death is OP in PvE. Like, I could not care. I'm pretty sure these dudes boost spirit, so I could go myth. Actually, I think I said I was going to be done, which it is getting kind of late. So I think I'm going to wrap it up, but I am going to do some PvP. And hopefully get it updated, edited and uploaded before the weekend. Because if it doesn't happen before the weekend, it's not happening this week. But thank you all for joining my triumphant return to this game, all 12 of you. I appreciate it. But I will see y'all later. Later, taters.